In a world where robots walk among us and artificial intelligence evolves beyond our control, a new era has dawned. One where the lines between man and machine blur and the news of our world takes on a new face. Stay tuned for more updates on the future of technology and robotics.
Welcome to RBAI News. I am Rayshawn Blyden. When is going too far as far as robots? Because you know it's coming. They're going to be living robots sooner or later. But how do you say? There's many deviant people out there, and they're going to want to, for lack of a better word, engage in acts with the robot. That's the nicest way I could put it. And you know there are going to be companies that's going to create robots with the parts needed for these acts. This is the nicest way I could put it. So should there be regulations for living robots? That's just what we're going to talk about today. At least that, and or also public talks about these type of things, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Development of living robots needs regulation and public debate. I'm on that board. It definitely. I'm a small government guy myself, and let the market sort things out. But this is another. This is another ball of wax, for a better word, lack of better word, because you can't, if you allow these living robots to run amok and there's no regulation in place, it could be the end of humanity. Like I said, with the story I did in the other segment about China creating these living tissue brains. Well, other companies are going to probably follow suit, and with all these robots with their own brains, they could decide to say enough is enough with the robots. Let's go to war with them, and they will win because they'll be much smarter than us, and they'll be able to shut all our things down. It's just, we need regulations with this. I'm not. I know I may get pushed back. Well, you're conservative, man. You're supposed to be small government. Well, this is a different ball of wax. You can't have robots with living brains running amok and killing us all. So I won't change my mind on that. Biohybrid robotics creates unique ethical challenges. And this was written July 22nd, 2024. The summary is researchers are calling for regulation to guide the responsible and ethical development of biohybrid robotics, a groundbreaking science which fuses artificial components with living tissue and cells. See, this is exactly what I was talking about here. All right, let's read this full story here. And let me know your thoughts on this. Researchers are calling for regulation to guide the responsible and ethical development of biohybrid robotics, a groundbreaking science which fuses artificial components with living tissue and cells. In a paper published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, a multidisciplinary team from the University of Southampton and universities in the US and Spain set out the unique ethical issues this technology presents and the need for proper governance. All right, let's see if they have any of the concerns that I brought up, because clearly people can do this. People will do this. I mean, let's say, for example, you are a person, a man who, like to do things with children that you're not supposed to. Well, what if they went out and bought a child robot, with to do things with? How would that be Would that be? Do you think that there should be a law against that? Do you think that it's not a real person, or what do you? What are your thoughts on that? I'm curious to know. My thoughts are it's not human, but it's still there's the sick mind behind purchasing that, doing it for those reasons, are still or just immoral and wrong. I don't know that it would be unlawful, but certainly immoral and just sick. But I'm straying off topic. Let's continue to read. Let's see what their concerns are. Combining living materials and organisms with synthetic robotic components might sound like something out of a science fiction. Of course, it does sound like it because it was. But this emerging field is advancing rapidly. Biohybrid robots using living muscles can crawl, swim, grip, pump, and sense their surroundings. Sensors made from sensory cells or insect. This is bad stuff. I don't know. It's not bad, but I mean, it's just things I've watched in the movie. Like, remember that movie, Artificial Intelligence, when the little boy, well, he wasn't an actual boy. He was a robot or android, and he had human flesh and all this type of stuff. And yeah, that's the road we're going down. Again, I don't know how would I feel if I walked down the road and I interacted with I don't think I would know, honestly, because if we've gotten to that point, you're not gonna know you're talking to an AI. That's the other thing. How are we gonna be protected? What and how strong can they be? Could they snap my arm like a twig? Or I don't know, man. I told you I have an overactive imagination, which is why I can't wait to dig into some of these AI film tools so I can start making film. But let's get back. I went straight. I strayed into my imagination there. It's like out of a science fiction movie, but this emerging field is advancing rapidly. They can crawl, swim, grip, pump, and sense their surroundings. Sensors made from sensory cells or insect antennae have improved chemical sensing. Living neurons have even been used to control mobile robots. Dr. Raphael Mestre from the University of Southampton, who specializes in emergent technologies and is co-lead author of the paper, said, "The challenges is overseeing biohybrid robotics are not dissimilar to those encountered to the regulation of biomedical devices, stem cells, and other disruptive technologies. But unlike purely mechanical or digital technologies, biohybrid robots blend biological and synthetic components in an unprecedented ways. This presents unique possible benefits, but also potential dangers. Of course, it presents dangers. Research publications relating to biohybrid robotics have increased continuously over the last decade. So this is a long article. We're not going to read all of this. I will link to this in the description. We'll just read parts of this to see where the concerns lie. Let's see. It says here, biohybrid robots create unique ethical dilemmas, says Annabelle M. Astobiza, an ethicist from the University of the Basque country of Spain. Okay, what's your concern? Let's go. Let's go. The living tissue used in their fabrication potential for sentence distant environmental impact. So they're worried about the environmental impact. That's a good. I didn't even think about that angle. Unusual moral status. I did. That's what I talked about. That definitely. That's a real that's the probability of a moral people using it for unusual moral status is, or if it's on scale to 1 to 10, it's a plus million. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. What else we have here? I lost my and capacity for biological evolution or adaptation create unique ethical dilemmas that extend beyond those of wholly artificial or biological technologies. Let's see if I can find someone else. What else someone else thinks? Dr. Matt Ryan, a political scientist from the University of Southampton, he says, if debates around embryonic stem cells, human cloning, or artificial intelligence have taught us something, it is that humans are rarely agree on the correct resolution on the moral dilemmas of emergent technologies. Compared to related technologies such as embryonic stem cells or artificial intelligence, biohybrid robotics has developed relatively unattained by the media, the public, and policymakers, but it is no less significant. We want the public to be included in this conversation to ensure a democratic approach to development and ethical evolution of this technology. In addition to the need for the governance framework, the authors set out actions that the research community can take now to guide their research. So, what do you think about that? Let's see, what is this one saying? These steps should not be seen as perceptive in any way, but as an opportunity to share responsibility. Okay, so what do you think about that? Do you think that that this should be governed? What do you think of the aspect of how do you feel if you how do you feel about someone doing bad things? When I say bad things, I mean like deviant things with a robot, and let's say they picked a child robot just specifically because they have that sickness in them. How do you would you feel about that, or just in general, an adult robot, man or woman, and then who's to stop the people from creating these? I'm doing quotes, other genders. So it's just I don't know. I am I I don't think I'm overthinking this. We need to think about these things now, so something is put in place so people don't do this. Now, obviously, as I keep saying, there's always going to be bad people out there, and they'll still take one and make it do what it wants for the purposes of what they want. But still, what if someone buy one that's a child one? You can't tell them don't do this with the robot after they buy it. They're still going to probably do it. So I don't know. It's just a slippery slope, as they say. Let me know what you think. This is a very hot button topic for sure. Leave a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Stay informed, stay ahead. Welcome to the future. Stay tuned for more updates on the future of technology and robotics. Thank you for watching RBAI News. Visit rehdogg.com/a iNews.